Hello, how are you doing? My name is Eva, and in this video, I'm going to talk about different jobs that I have done that I have some enjoyed, some not enjoyed so much. And why am I going to make this video? I think my intention for this video is to help you if you're currently in a job that you don't like and you feel a little bit like helpless and you don't really know where to start, to show you that you're not the only one who has jobs that they don't like, because I also had many jobs I don't like, and even the job that I'm working in right now, I don't like this job, and I'm just right now in this whole like finding myself stage when it comes to a career. So I really hope that this video will help you. So I would just list different jobs that I have worked in and kind of rate them, what I liked about them, and what I didn't like so much about them. And you can just, if you want, you can listen to this video. It's going to be hopefully interesting. So the first thing that I started work-wise was when I was like around 11 or like, I don't know, 10, 11. I started to help my brother distributing newspaper. And I hated that job. I'm from Germany, so in the summer it's nice weather, which is basically like 3 months. The rest of the year is bad weather. So I liked it in the summer. It was like, oh, you can kind of put newspaper to different places while listening to music or like listening to podcasts. But in the winter it was always like really cold, and I didn't like that so much. The second job that I did was working in a bakery. Why? Because I'm from a village. There was nothing really else to do except to work in a bakery, so that's what I did. And I did not enjoy it so much. Also, one thing about me that is maybe important for this video, I really love kind of like learning. I love not using my hands to work, but I really love to use my brain. Like I loved school. And I'm super grateful for school, and for me school was always something, oh my god, I love school. Like obviously not everything, like for example I love languages and like, I don't know, history, all of that, and politics, but I don't like physics or like math. But I still was really grateful for school in that way. And I think that for me working in a bakery was horrible. I would rate it with a 1. Because the good thing was sometimes I worked with people that I actually liked, but there were so many negative parts about this job. First of all, my boss was really mean to me, and at that point I was maybe like, I don't know, 16, 15, I don't really know. So I was so like insecure about myself, and so I thought like, oh, like this person is mean to me, so I have to do everything that they say. And I think if I would work there now, I would be like completely different. I would be like even if you're my boss, you're not gonna talk like that to me. But at that point in my life, I was really insecure, so that was something. And it was also like some clients were like super nice, but also some clients, they came into this like bakery shop and they looked down on you because you worked a service-based job, and they were like throwing their money in your way and saying like, give me a coffee or something. So I hated those people, and I just hated like that. Like people think that they're better than you just because they make more money or something. So that's something I didn't like. Also, I remember like I did sometimes like 11-hour shifts, and I did them alone because there was like, so I was kind of like 11 hours alone, and I felt so lonely. And I remember always after like the working in a bakery, I came home and I was just crying because I felt like it was not fun to me at all. And I was just so, I think also because I'm easily like stressed, because sometimes there were no people and sometimes there were like 30 people and then you're trying to like handle everything. And for me it was like, I was just so sad and I wanted to quit, and then finally I could quit. And like quitting that job, I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, finally. But it took a long time that I quit this job, but I was like, finally. So I really hated that job. I'm not like some people that I worked with and were like super nice. and some of the people, also some of the people who were my bosses were also nice. But man, like I hated that job. Then I also sometimes worked at the kitchen, also didn't like it so much. Then something bigger that happened was that I started my own nutrition business. And this is something more complex because I think for me, I started my business when I was like kind of like 16, and I was like started with a blog, and then like step by step, like I was so passionate about veganism, that was kind of my thing, and like helping animals, and I was like, this is amazing and I want to help people. And I'm like super idealistic as a person, which is a good thing, can also be my downfall. Anyways, very idealistic. I wanted to help people. And I started with a blog, and eventually started a YouTube channel. Then I started like have services, and I think more complex. So I think on the one side, I really loved many parts of this kind of business. Like creating my own ebooks was super beautiful. It was like I don't know, like having a, no, it sounds horrible, but like having a child, like making your own, like you have your own products. No, it's like I put so much love into it, and like I put so much love into my ebooks, and it was just such a creation, and it felt like I'm so free, and it didn't feel like, in the beginning it didn't feel like work. It felt like, and I really worked a lot on it also. Like I remember like feeling so lost. I didn't really know nothing about business at that point. But it was just a beautiful journey in many ways, but also there were some shadow sides because of the trauma that I have from my childhood. I think it really reflected in my business. So people pleasing, codependency, not being able to set boundaries, all of those things, they really, having no support, all of those things, they really reflected in my business, and they really made me very sad. And I think that because there were just many things, I didn't know how to deal with them. So slowly I started to get burned out, and I started to become frustrated, and I started to be angry also. And that eventually, like, it's a different story, eventually led me to therapy and like trauma therapy, all of that. So I think that was so far, it's so hard to rate it, like, because sometimes I felt like a 10 because I loved it, but at the other times also, when I got like all of this like hate comments, or like those disgusting people on the internet who write like terrible things, that was also really something. So it was like good parts and bad parts, and yeah, I'm still reflecting like if I want to go back to that or not, and in what ways it was kind of like a display of my own trauma and of my own healing work that I'm now doing, and in also like many different things like financial stability you don't have. And I think that yes, if you have the right strategies, you can for sure have a business that is great, but at the same time it's also, do I want to have that business or not? And I think that's kind of still the phase that I'm in, to explore what I actually want, because also like I'm an extrovert, I love to work in a team, and working in that business, it was quite isolating, and so I'm still in this like finding stage. So I would say from 2 to 8 to 9, like everything was in it. And also I didn't make much money from that. So I think I worked like thousands of hours for sure, and I didn't make much money, but at the same time I think I worked so many hours also because I was learning so much. So yeah, anyways, then after the bakery, working in a bakery, I finally quit, oh my god, and then I got another job, which was like in marketing, customer service for a company in Germany. And that was also like good parts, bad parts, because the good parts, I really loved the people that were kind of, my boss was amazing. I like her so much. She was so nice. She was so constructive. If I made a mistake, she was like, don't worry, we can figure it out together. And like, I don't know, I get a little bit emotional because in a bakery shop, like my boss was so horrible and I was so scared of her, and in that new work she was so nice to me. So that was really beautiful, but at the same time, like working in customer service or marketing, it was very repetitive, and I felt like I learned how to do the job in like 1 or 2 days, and after that I was just repeating without being intellectually stimulated and without being able to grow, and I got very depressed because of that, and I got very terrified, and I'm like, oh my god, do I have to do this for the rest of my life? Like I don't want to do this, like even if I like the people, but I cannot do this job. I cannot do this repetitive job, and it doesn't matter if I have like a lot of different benefits from this company. I cannot do this like it doesn't fulfill me. It makes me internally really, really sad as a person. So yeah, quit that job also. And then also moved to a different country, another story. Anyways, in a different country, I was looking for jobs and was also confused, didn't know what to do, still was burned out from my own business. So that's when I landed into teaching languages for like children, adolescents, and some adults as well. So kind of a mix. And for me, I never wanted to work with children. I mean, children are so cute, and I love children, but at the same time, like, I don't want, like, if you know me, like I'm not the right person to work with children, but it was the only thing that was kind of available. So I started working with children, and that job was also not, actually that job is the job that I'm working right now. I mean, when I upload this video, I will have already a new job, because I will only upload this video once I have a new job that I actually enjoy more. Anyways, and like I think I was a really, like in all of those jobs, I always got amazing referrals, because I know how to, even if I'm dying inside, I can still be kind of seemingly happy and like polite and all of that. And I think I was a good teacher to the children, but internally it was eating me up inside. And the fault is not the children. Like the children are like super cute, of course, like some exceptions of like some children who are really badly raised by their parents. Anyways, like 98% of children were like amazing, super cute, but the job was not right for me. And it was eating me up inside. It was like every day I woke up and I'm like, I want to quit this job. And then after every session, I was looking at my phone. I'm like, I just want this job to end. I want another job. So, and I'm still in this job. And I think that at the same time, I'm grateful for this job, because I have certain freedom. It's like home office, and I have like, yeah, certain freedom. Like for example, if I want to move to Australia, I could do that, because they don't care where I live. Like it's freelancing, but at the same time, freelance means also that you have to figure out your own insurance and all of those types of things. So I think what I've learned from all of that, from working all of those different jobs, is that like if you're in a job that makes you unhappy, it doesn't matter what other people say, or like what a job gives you, if it is a nice car or whatever it is. If you feel unhappy, that's reason enough to change jobs, or I'm still in this job that I don't like, but I'm kind of like trying my best to find a different job and figure also out myself, who I am, what I like, what do I want to have from a job, what's important, what are non-negotiables, the same as I did in the past years when it came to relationships, like that whole process of getting to know yourself, and then you can kind of apply it to your job. And yeah, what I want to say with that is, if it doesn't feel right for you, it's okay. Because I was like, maybe, I can do this job even though I hate it, but no, if it's not right for you, it's not right for you, and it is how it is. And I think for me, it's just like a sign of the universe or of God that this is not the right place for you. And also what really helps me, instead of getting depressed, for me, I had like two choices: either get depressed because you're in a job because I am in a job that I don't like, or using all of that sadness or whatever it is, and that sad energy, in order or use it as a fuel to find jobs that you enjoy more. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. And I think, like, in a relationship now, like, there is no job that is perfect, there is no relationship that is perfect, but still, at least for like my experience, there is a partner that you feel inside of your heart makes more sense. And of course, everything is flawed. I'm flawed. You're flawed. Everyone is flawed. Everything is flawed. But still, like, this feeling of this gives me energy. When I talk with this person or when I'm in this job for the majority of time, it gives me energy. Like I felt when I went to school and university to a certain extent, even though I think I studied kind of the wrong thing. Not the wrong thing, but like something that was super aligned with me. Anyways, when you study something or when you work something that is aligned with you, it gives you a certain energy. And I think that's really important to if you have, I mean, the circumstances, to not give up and to keep going and to keep learning and studying and trying different jobs until you have found that certain thing that gives you energy. And even if, for example, for me, I know, like, I love learning, so I know that no matter what job I do, there will be a limit to it. Like, even if I, for example, become a therapist, I will not do it my whole life, because I'm just a person, I like stimulation, I like to learn a lot of new things, and I know from myself that no matter what job I do, it will be limited for a certain period of time. And I accept that finally of myself. I accept myself. I accept my bad parts, my good parts. And I think that I will, just keep going, looking for jobs that I like. And eventually find something that is aligned with me. And I'm really excited to bring you also on this journey, because I will kind of share this journey with you as well. And so to sum it up, if you're currently working a job you hate, first of all, use it as a fuel to look for other jobs or to get to know yourself. You can also like get therapy or career coach, whatever it is, and understand that this is not forever. Like, even the job that I'm in right now, it will not be forever, and I know that I will find a job that I like much more, that is more aligned with me. And the third thing, if it doesn't matter what other people say or how the job is, if it doesn't feel right for you, it doesn't feel right for you. Yes, that's it. That's how you feel, and that's okay. And you don't need to gaslight yourself. No, you can say to yourself, this is not right for me, and I will find different ways. So that was the video for today. That's my little career story. Thank you so much for watching. And maybe like future, what is my future gonna look like? I don't know, but I think for some years, maybe like for 10 years or something, one dream of mine is for sure to help women increase their self-esteem and have like a much better, healthy relationship, because and kind of heal from trauma. That's something that has been kind of the big thing in my life for all my life, and I think that I have so much experience in that, and at this point also a lot of like theoretical knowledge. So that's something that I'm investing in. And then after that, what also really interests me is business. So something with business I love, but something, with soul. Like, I would not want to work for a company like Nestle or something that are like, destroying the planet in some ways. I would love to work for, or either create my own company or work for a company that do something with like business, but something positive that brings the world forward and has some meaning and purpose. So that's me. Like, either direction of like therapy, helping women heal and have healthier relationships, and also maybe like couple therapist or whatever, and after that maybe something with business, because like it's so like, at least I grew up with such a limiting I'm from a small village, so very limiting point of view of like, okay, this is the career you have to choose for all your life, and I'm like, that's just not me. Like, I like to learn. That's my biggest value. I don't care, like, I mean, I want to have money to actually be able to eat and pay my rent and all of that, but still my biggest motivation in life is to be able to learn and possibly also help people, but like really about like getting this stimulation academically, like being able to learn. That's really something that keeps me alive, and that makes me want to live. So if you're curious, you can follow my YouTube channel, and thank you so much for watching. See you very soon. And yeah, see you very soon.